Hey everyone, welcome back. In this project, we will need an Xcode project to create this wonderful app. What the Xcode project is it allows you to build a totally new iPhone, iPad, or even OS X application. You can create the whole thing on an Xcode project. So let's open up Xcode. We will see this welcome to Xcode screen, and we'll click onto the second buttons over here. We will create a new Xcode project. If you don't show this welcome to Xcode windows, which I recommend to show it, you can create onto the status bar, click into the file, new, and then project. Okay, but right now I will create a new Xcode project. Right up front, Xcode will ask you a question: what template I can create for your new project? Okay, what the template means is what is your application we're starting out to be. Let's say we have the master detail application. This is a master detail template. Think about the mail app on the iPad. We have the master view, which is all the mails on the left hand side, and the detail view, which is when you click onto one mail, it will show the detail of the mail. Right now we will choose single view application and click next. What single view application means is you will start out to have one single screen. Okay, and that is what we want, because we want to do all the thing by ourselves to learn what is it going to be. Click next. So it asks something more. What is the product name? What is the name of your app? I will put Inspirus. Okay. The organization name is your name, the developer name, or if you work with an organization like your company or your internship group or something, you could put it over here. The organization identifier is your domain name in reverse order. So if you have a domain name, or your company have a domain name, you can just put it in reverse order. Let's say my domain name is dukejiangchen.com, so I will put it com.dukejiangchen. Okay, and from this organization identifier, it's a very cool way that they put it in reverse order, so that we have a bundle identifier. What a bundle identifier means is it will attach the product name with the organization identifier name, and we have the bundle identifier. It is the ID. It identifies your app uniquely with all the apps on the App Store. The language we will choose Swift. The devices, I think by default they will choose universal, but in this project we'll create an iPhone app. Okay, and click next. So I put it into my developer directory like usual. Okay, and create. So welcome to Xcode. This is the actual start of your iOS development endeavor. So right up front, Xcode seems to be overwhelming. Okay, but I will walk you through most of the things that we'll use, and of course all the things that we need to use in our project. The first button we need to talk about is the play or the build and run button. Okay, when we click on this button, Xcode will run your app on what is called a simulator, or the actual device that you connect from your iPhone or iPad into your Mac. Okay, but if you want to run your iPhone or iPad app on the Mac, you will need a Apple developer account, which we will talk about later, because actually right now you don't need it, and it's $99 a month. I'm sorry, a year. So you can choose to run on the iOS simulator. What it means is it will show a window like an application from Xcode, and it represents your iPhone. What is it going to be like when your app runs on iPhone or on iPad? So right now I will choose iPhone 6, and let me run it so that we can see what is it like. I run it by clicking onto that. and it said build succeeded. Okay, if you see over the dock, it will show the iOS simulator, and here we go. We have our first app. Okay, this is a full app because if you notice, we have a view. This is a white blank. There's nothing over here, but it's actually white color. Okay, enough of that. So let's click on here to start. Okay, over the middle corner, middle one, we have what is called the status bar, or the status of the application. When you run it, if it is succeeded, you will see that. If it failed, you will see that. Or it has an error, you will see some signs over here. Okay, on the left hand side, on the first tab, when you click on this, there's a bluish color. You will see the project navigator. Okay, and what it means is it will organize, it will show the hierarchy of all the files in your project. So inside the Inspirus projects, I have the Inspirus folder and the supporting files, all the corresponding files. Okay, let's talk about them. The first files that Xcode creates for you, we don't create those, right? We don't create what is called the app.delegate.script or viewcontroller.script or main.storyboard. The reason is when we choose the single view application, you see, when we choose the single view application template, Xcode creates those for us. Okay, so let's click onto the app delegate. When you click on that, the middle one, the middle part, which is the editor part, you can click on your code over here, and the middle part will show the file, the code. The app delegate actually is a class. What it means is it has some functions that will be called when your app launch. Okay, let's say when your app is launched, the user taps on the icon of the app and the app is launched. At the time the app is launched, this method will get called. This method is application that finish launching with option. Okay, so this method will get launched, and things like that. Things like when the user are using the app and they hit the home button, your app is not active. It becomes inactive and turns into the background. So this method will get called. This method is application that enter background. Okay, so it has those methods like that. We don't actually use the app delegate inside in this project. So I will hide it by just clicking and drag it into the supporting files. I want to hide it like that. And the launch screen also. A launch screen means that it represents the view, the launch, what is shown when your app is launched. Let me show you by just run it, and we will see the Inspirus and the copyright thing. Okay, see that very fast. Okay, let me run it again. Okay, there you go. Okay, so let's stop it, and we want to use the launch screen also. So we have the main.storyboard. What is main.storyboard means? It is the tool, the visual tool that you can design your user UI, the whole UI in Xcode. Okay, this is the view control. This is a view or a scene. Okay, a scene or a view represents a single window or a single view on your app on the iPhone. Okay, let's say when you click onto the Safari app of the built-in Safari app on the iPhone, what appears on the screen is the web view. That is a view like this, and we can create this view, and let's say we want to create another view next to it, and we can transition from one view to another view. That is what we will learn in this series. Okay, so we also have the images.exe assets. What it is it organizes, it stores all the images, all the work arts that we want to import into the project so that we can use it globally inside the project. Okay, It's very neat tools. So the view controller, we also have a class called the view controller.swift. It is a file and it's actually a class. We see the class view controller, UI view controller. So this view controller class inherits from the UI view controller. Okay, we'll talk about it later in this course, but what it is it controls this view in the main.storyboard. Okay, it controls this view, and that's it. This is a sneak peek. Okay, that's a slight introduction. So let's talk about that. On the right hand side, we see some buttons. The first button is the main editor, okay, or the standard editor. The second one is the assistant editor. We will talk about it when we actually use it. The third one, it has something to do with the version control. We actually don't use those very often. Okay. The first thing over here is the show or hide the project navigator, so that we have more screen real estate. Okay, just hide and show. The second one in the middle is the show or hide the debugging area. This is the debugging area, and this is the console. Okay, and this is the utilities pane. Okay, we can hide or show. What the utility panes means is you can configure some attributes of the project or of the UI element. Okay, so that's a quick introduction on Swift. I'm sorry, on Xcode project.